Hi, I'm Ann with Cooking Light. Sweet potato casserole is an important part of the holiday table. It's as synonymous with the holidays as, say, roast turkey or ham or pumpkin pie. But what you may not know is that traditional versions contain a lot of sugar, butter, and heavy cream, all adding up to a side dish with as much as 400 calories per serving. And when you consider that that's just one small part of your holiday plate, you can see how it can get out of control. But I have some great techniques to show you for how to make a lighter sweet potato casserole. It starts with the sweet potatoes. Here I have 2 pounds of cooked sweet potatoes that I'll add to the bowl. And then to that, I'm going to add some sugar. I'm using a lot less sugar than most recipes call for. Sweet potatoes are already inherently sweet. That's why they're called sweet potatoes. You don't need to go overboard on the sugar. I'm adding a small amount of butter, which will add richness and creaminess. But since I'm using a lot less butter than most recipes call for, I'm going to add a little bit of evaporated milk. What that's going to do is replace some of the richness and some of the creaminess that's lost with the butter that we're not using. Also, I'll add a ½ teaspoon of salt, and that's just going to balance out all the flavors so this dish doesn't seem too sweet. We'll kind of bring everything in balance so it feels more like a side dish and not a dessert. A little bit of vanilla extract will enhance the flavor. And then I'll just mix everything with a hand mixer. Now I'll add 2 eggs, and that will help bind all the ingredients together and keep the casserole nice and rich. I've just mixed everything together until it's nicely incorporated. You don't have to get too crazy about trying to get all the lumps out. After all, that's how your guests know that you've made this from scratch. I've poured the sweet potato mixture into a metal pan, and that's because this will end up going under the broiler. If you want to use a glass or ceramic dish, just make sure that it's broiler safe. Now I'm going to make a streusel topping. It starts with flour, a little bit of brown sugar, and salt. Give that a quick stir. Now I'll add just enough butter to hold everything together. With a lot of streusel toppings, you'll see people using a lot of butter. You only need about 2 tablespoons. Don't worry if you have some dry pockets in here as you're mixing all the ingredients together. Once the casserole bakes, the streusel will get nice and moist and then it will crisp up. So to assemble, just sprinkle on the streusel topping. Now I'm sprinkling on some nuts. That will also give the casserole some great crunch. I'm using pecans here, but you can use walnuts if you like walnuts. And now this is ready to pop in the oven. By reducing the amounts of sugar, butter, and nuts, we've brought the side dish down to around 250 calories. We've also reduced the total fat by about half and the saturated fat by about half. For more great tips on how to lighten up the classics, pick up a copy of Cooking Light and visit cookinglight.com.